When talking about Buffalo Bills Hall of Famers, the conversation has to start with a little juice. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Billievers Talk. My name is Joe, and welcome to this Hall of Fame edition of Billievers Talk, where we're going to take a look at every single Buffalo Bills Hall of Famer. Guys, again, thank you for joining me. My name is Joe. If you're new to this channel, guys, this is a perfect time to subscribe to Billievers Talk as we begin this Hall of Fame series. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. After you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that notification bell. YouTube will notify you when we put out new content. Also, while you're here, hit that thumbs up button, like this video, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the playing career of one O.J. Simpson. Now, guys, I am not dumb. I know the history behind O.J. Simpson. I know what O.J. Simpson has been, tried for and what he has done after his football career was over. But in this episode, as a Bills fan, we are only going to talk about what he did on the football field. So whatever comments you have about O.J. Simpson, I would ask that you not leave them about his after football life. I'd ask that you not comment on those, but just talk about his football career and how great of a running back he was. Well deserving, as far as football goes, of that Hall of Fame nod that he received. So we're going to talk about Orenthal James Simpson, of course, better known as O.J. Simpson, of course, nicknamed Juice. So we're going to talk about O.J. Simpson. This is the first of the Hall of Fame series that we're going to do. Every Friday, 7 p.m., you guys want to be right here as we continue to go through all the Buffalo Bills Hall of Famers. Now, I'm going to go in order as when they entered the Hall of Fame. So if you're not sure when they entered the Hall of Fame, you want to make sure you stay tuned. I will make sure to let you guys know. So this week, we're doing O.J. Simpson. Next week, we're going to do Billy Shaw. I'm going to have some special guests along the way, so make sure you guys continue to tune in. So O.J. Simpson was born July 9th, 1947. He is currently 72 years old, and if you follow him on Twitter, you'll see him still working on his golf game a little bit, enjoying some California sun. He is actually originally from Pasadena, California, and that's where he played his college football. He went to the University of South California, USC, to play college ball. Played for 2 seasons at USC in 1967 and 1968. In 1967, he played in 11 games for the USC Trojans, and in those 11 games, he had 291 rush attempts for 1,543 yards. That was most in college football for that season, averaging 5.3 yards per carry. He also led the NCAA in rushing attempts at 291, having 13 touchdowns that season, which was second most in college football that year. So he had 291 carries. That was 30 more than second on that list. Another name that a lot of you may have heard of, that's Larry Zonka. So he had more carries than the very durable Larry Zonka. So it goes to tell you how durable O.J. Simpson was in these times. Now, for that season, USC went to the Rose Bowl. This is actually the second time in 4 straight years where the USC Trojans went to the Rose Bowl. So on January 1st, 1968, O.J. Simpson led the USC Trojans to a victory in the Rose Bowl over the Indiana Hoosiers. So this was the Hoosiers' first ever bowl game, not just Rose Bowl. This was the first ever bowl game, and they lost to the USC Trojans 14-7. And in this game, O.J. Simpson accounted for both of the USC Trojans' touchdowns and won the Rose Bowl Player of the game. In 1967, O.J. Simpson won the Walter Payton Player of the Year award, and he was also named an All-American in 1967. Did not win the Heisman in 1967. I believe he went to a quarterback that season. However, he came back in 1968 and, of course, wins the Heisman Trophy in 1968. In 1968, O.J. Simpson had 383 rushing attempts for 1,880 yards, 23 touchdowns. He also had 26 receptions for 211 yards. USC again played in the Rose Bowl for the third straight year, played against Ohio State, and they weren't as lucky in this game. They lose this game to Ohio State 27-16. OJ Simpson has an 80-yard touchdown run in this game. However, he also has 2 turnovers in this game. The USC Trojans have 5 turnovers overall in this game, obviously contributing to a 27-16 loss. That does not negate a wonderful season for OJ Simpson, again having over 1,800 yards in 1968. He wins the Heisman Trophy, also named again the Walter Camp Player of the Year, just like he was in 1967. So after 2 amazing seasons with the USC Trojans, of course, OJ Simpson is going to come out into the NFL draft. And in the 1969 NFL draft, the Buffalo Bills take OJ Simpson #1 overall in the NFL draft. And that is where OJ Simpson's career starts with the Buffalo Bills after he's selected #1 overall in the 1969 NFL draft. OJ Simpson spends 9 years then with the Buffalo Bills, does spend his final 2 seasons with the San Francisco 49ers. While with the Buffalo Bills, he is a 6-time Pro Bowler, including his rookie season. And it's really a surprise that he was named a Pro Bowler his rookie season, because head coach of the Buffalo Bills at the time, Harvard Johnson, decided not to use their #1 overall pick all that much that season. Doesn't even get over 1,000 yards. I believe he ran for 673 yards that season. So you would think not exactly a Pro Bowl type season, but also did a pretty good job catching the ball out of the backfield. I think he had 900, a little over 900 all-purpose yards. And again, you're talking about 14-game seasons instead of 16-game seasons. So his yardages hold a little bit more weight. Plus, #1 overall pick gives you a little bit of a edge when it comes to Pro Bowl vote. Remember, this was in 1969, still the AFL, so you didn't have as many teams as you would in a couple seasons when you would merge the 2 leagues together. So he does make the Pro Bowl his rookie season. He also makes the Pro Bowl 5 times. After that, he was named a first-team All-Pro 5 times as well. Rushed for over 1,000 yards in five consecutive seasons from 72 to 76, talking 72, 73, 74, 75, and 76. None better, or some would argue none better than that 73 season, which of course we're going to get into here in a little bit. He had 2 seasons where he had over 2,000 yards from scrimmage total. That was 1973 season where he rushed for over 2,000 yards, and in 1975 he rushes for over 1,800 yards and has over 250 yards receiving, so he gets 2,000 all-purpose yards there as well. Led the league in rushing in 4 seasons, 72, 73, 75, and 76. In 1973, again, he becomes the first player to ever rush for over 2,000 yards in a season. Then shortly we find out that he'll be the only player to ever rush for over 2,000 yards in a 14-game season. Now we know that it's possible that there is a 14-game season in the NFL again, but at least at this moment, it looks like this will be the only time a player will run for over 2,000 yards in a 14-game season. That season he averaged 143.1 yards per game, which is still the most in the NFL. You talk about 143 rushing yards in a game. The next person is Jim Brown, and he's not even all that close. Still 10 yards away as far as yards per game average goes in the NFL. Had back-to-back 200-yard games to end out the season. So you're talking about week 13 against the Patriots, week 14 against the Jets. Runs for over 200 yards in both those games, which really have padded stats, of course. Really have him get over that 2,000-yard mark, because if you recall, in 1973, he had 2,003 total yards. So he barely got over that number, but it was really Lou Saban who wanted to get him over that hump and get him that 2,000-yard marker, because while OJ was in Buffalo, the Buffalo Bills did not have much going on for them offensively in the passing game. OJ Simpson was pretty much all they had. In fact, in his career, he only played in 1 playoff game. I would say that OJ Simpson was what Barry Sanders was to the Detroit Lions before Barry Sanders got into the NFL. I mean, you talk about Barry Sanders not being able to play in playoff games, you had the same issue with O.J. Simpson. Great running back, probably one of the best of all time. However, did not get playoff success due to the team that he was playing for. So that's very unfortunate for O.J. Simpson and for the Buffalo Bills that they could not give their future Hall of Fame running back a better team to play for. In fact, Lou Saban, who inducted O.J. Simpson, actually wished that he could have given O.J. Simpson a winning team, a championship team. One of the things that he says in his introduction ceremony to enshrining O.J. Simpson into the Hall of Fame. If you want to know, obviously, like I said, 1973 was O.J. Simpson's best season, over 2,000 rushing yards, only player to ever do that with a 14-game season. If you want to know what O.J. Simpson's best game was, some of you might already know this, but I'm going to take you back to 1976, and I'm going to take you back to Thanksgiving Day. Now, this past season, the Buffalo Bills played the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving, so we were able to relive some Buffalo Bills Thanksgiving moments, and none were bigger, none were better than this moment in 1976 on Thanksgiving Day against the Detroit Lions. Going into this game, the Detroit Lions had the #1 defense in the NFL, and like I previously mentioned, the Buffalo Bills, not exactly that good, finished 2-12 that season. And again, their passing game is atrocious. In fact, they lose their starting quarterback halfway through the season, so they don't even have their starting quarterback for this game. So you think the #1 defense going up against a terrible pass offense, you're just going to stop the run. Put 11 guys in the box and make OJ beat you. Well, the Lions did that, and OJ almost still beat them. Now, the Lions still win this game, and they win this game pretty handily, winning 27-14. However, OJ Simpson accounted for 273 yards at that time, a single game record, breaking his own single game record previous to that at 261 yards, ran for 273 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. He accounted for all of the Buffalo Bills offense on the scoreboard that day, minus the extra points. Someone else came out to kick those, but 273 yards rushing, again, at the time, a single game record, and that was just an amazing game. You talk to people who watched that game. Some of you watching this video might have watched that game, and they said OJ just could not be stopped. Again, if you're the Lions, you're putting 8, 9, 10 guys in the box at times, stopping OJ Simpson. You know what's coming. But according to some people who watched the game, it said every time he touched the ball, it was like he was getting 25 yards a clip no matter what. It didn't become, can OJ break 200, 250? You started asking yourself, how many yards could OJ Simpson get? So pretty impressive day for OJ Simpson. Again, that's Thanksgiving Day, 1976, rushes for over 270 yards, rushing with 273 total on the day. So those are some of the big accomplishments that O.J. Simpson had while playing for the Buffalo Bills. Again, unfortunately, did not play in the playoffs all too often. Only played in one game. Did score a touchdown in that game. It was a receiving touchdown, believe it or not, in that game. So he was still prevalent even in that playoff game. I believe that game was in 1966. Awards that O.J. Simpson won while playing for the Buffalo Bills. In 1973, O.J. Simpson was named the MVP of the league. So won the 1973 MVP award, and also in 1973 won the Offensive Player of the Year award, was named to the 1970s All-Decade Team. So that's how impressive O.J. Simpson was. At time of retirement, he held 7 NFL records, including most TDs in a season. He had 23 TDs in 1975, and most career rushing attempts, had over 2,000 rushing attempts in his career. In an age where the running back does not get as many rushing attempts in a game, to see over 2,000 in an 11-year career, pretty impressive for O.J. Simpson. Again, speaks to his durability. In 1985, O.J. Simpson was inducted into the Hall of Fame, again, by head coach Lou Saban. Lou Saban came in O.J. Simpson's 3rd season, and that's when you saw O.J. Simpson begin to get those 5 straight 1,000-yard seasons or 1,000-plus-yard seasons, 5 straight Pro Bowl appearances. This is when those things started happening. Again, his coach, when he came into the league, Harvey Johnson, did not feel the need to run him as much, even though he was the #1 overall pick. Lou Saban comes in, and this is why Lou Saban is now a member of the Buffalo Bills Wall of Fame, is because he says, no, we have OJ, we have the juice, and we are going to run him until he can't run anymore. And we almost did that, rushing the ball over 2,000 times in his career. So guys, let me know what you think about O.J. Simpson's playing career. Again, I know there's plenty that could be said about his time after football, but this video is meant to look at the guy as a running back, look at Buffalo Bills history. And when you look at Buffalo Bills history, you have to think about running back and Hall of Famer O.J. Simpson. Again, let me know what you think in the comment section. Like this video. Join me next week as we look at Buffalo Bills Hall of Famer Billy Shaw, and every week after that until we get through all 12 Buffalo Bills Hall of Famers. Again, 12 weeks, 12 Hall of Famers, 1 Buffalo. Again, thank you guys for joining me on Believers Talk. I look forward to talking to you all soon. Until I do, go Bills.